Hello and welcome to the Omega Review. Today we're going to be checking out the newest of the Spider-Mans. Spider-Man Homecoming. No.
Far From Home?
Far From Home. Spider-Man Far From Home. And here we go.
Spoilers ahead.
I will tell you this, though, it's not really a spoiler, but if you haven't seen it, this takes place after Endgame. So everyone's already back to being on Earth, and they're all, what were they called, blips?
Blips.
Yeah, they're called blips, like in Babylon 5. The telepaths were called blips that were not found by the Psychor, there you go. And that was really neat. They really addressed the
Fallout.
Yeah, the Fallout part, because they kind of touched on it a little bit in Endgame, but they didn't really go into detail. This one, they kind of went into some pretty good detail. The guy said he had a younger brother, and then he's now his older brother or something, because he was a blip.
Yeah, which I thought was kind of messed up because, you lived like 5 years with all these people missing, and then they come back and they need their jobs back. And
Presumed dead.
yeah. They need their jobs back and their housing back and all their things are gone. But that would be a huge adjustment to coming back to.
Yeah, that was a weird move, I thought.
So Peter Parker and his best friend and some of his classmates are going to Europe on a vacation where he's going to finally get the courage to tell MJ that he likes her. And these elementals start showing up all over the world and getting fought by this mystery man, and he gets caught up in fighting them.
Yeah, one of the big deals, one of the blips is, oh crap, what's his name with the eye patch?
Nick Fury.
Yeah, so Nick Fury's one of the blips, and so when he left, he knew everything. And 5 years went by, and he comes back, and he knows nothing. He's no longer... I don't know if there even is a shield. There's no Avengers. He doesn't have anything. So he's just grabbing people to try to make, something to defend Earth with. And then, so he's trying to get a hold of Spider-Man to do this. Because they're trying to fight these elemental creatures that came out of nowhere.
This guy shows up and he says he's from Earth 833. And our Earth is 616.
Which we've got videos about if you're interested. Check out the Marvel playlist.
And his last name was Beck, but what was his first name?
Mysterio.
They didn't really touch on how he got here, supposedly.
Wasn't that Rave Mysterio?
No.
Oh.
Which I thought was kind of odd, and I've never read the comic books, Spider-Man comic books, or watched the cartoon as a kid. So I got to the twist in the movie without knowing that he was kind of the bad guy. But it turns out that he and a few other disgruntled Tony Stark employees were mad that he gave all this tech to Spider-Man. And so they want the tech so they could... What was their plan? They didn't want to...
He wanted to be the next Tony Stark. Because he was... helped design that stuff. And he was disgruntled because his life's work he spent building... I don't remember if he built the satellite or what, but Tony called it BARF.
The acronym was BARF.
Which was pretty funny, and then he's like, in my life's work, he called BARF. So he was all upset about it.
Yeah, and Nick Fury gave Peter Parker these glasses, very Tony Stark glasses, that basically gave him command over this huge
BARF satellite.
BARF satellite with a bunch of drones that could defend Earth from future alien attack, I guess.
Boy, probably, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I mean, it almost, with the power of the satellite, it gave Spider-Man the power of, like, Thor or something. He was a next-level dude with that thing behind him.
So Beck wanted the glasses, because I guess he knew that Peter Parker had them, so he tricks him into giving them to him. And then we got to that part and I was like, oh, he's a bad guy. It was nice to get to the twist in a movie that I didn't see coming from like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I also didn't read the comic books, but I did watch the 90s cartoon, and I forget what it was called. So when I was watching the movie, I was like, why is Mysterio being a good guy? That's kind of weird.
I think they called him Mr. Mysterio because they were in Italy.
Yeah, that was a neat way to show his origin of getting named. He didn't come up with it. They were just calling him back. That was his name.
But the news didn't know who he was, and they were in Italy, so they were all, Senor Mysterio, so it's like, oh, okay.
And he liked it, so he kept it. He has a rockin' suit, too. That thing was cool.
Yeah, it looked like a mix of Thor and Iron Man.
Yeah. As far as I remember, the 90s were a while ago, but Mysterio had a bunch of, like, magic powers, and I think he was the master of illusion or something, and but before it was kind of like Doctor Strange sort of powers, magic and mysticism kind of thing. But in this one, he's doing it all with technology, which was really cool how they did it.
Holograph tech.
Yeah, all these holograms are projected by the little drone units, and so they can make you see whatever they want, unless you got the Peter Tingle.
Spider-Man's not a fond of them calling it the Peter Tingle.
Yeah, he's trying to find kind of something else to call that. Spider sense. Yeah. Peter Tingle. I think that's better.
It's like, don't call it that, please.
Even that agent guy was calling him Peter Tingle.
Happy.
Happy, yeah.
Yeah, Stark's, what was he, a bodyguard or was he assistant?
Yes.
There's no other Avengers in the movie. Thor doesn't show up, or
Oh yeah, there wasn't.
there was no crossover, except for Nick Fury.
And I noticed at the end of the movie it had Sony plastered over everything. So I'm wondering if that might be a Sony thing. Like maybe they couldn't get the Marvel people to be in it because it was a Sony movie. I don't know. Stupid birds. We're filming in the jungles of Peru.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, it's cool. We'll wait, dude.
Yeah,
We do get to see some scrolls at the end, which was cool. Make sure you watch to all of the credits. I think we got 2 or 3 cutscenes at the end that really explained a lot. And at the end, before the credits, Spider-Man's kind of zipping around and taking pictures of himself, and it reminded me of Peter Parker is usually working for the Daily Planet, taking pictures of himself, selfies. He might have been the first.
Daily Bugle.
Oh, the Daily Bugle, yeah.
Daily Planet's Superman.
I don't know. Yeah, so anyways, and in this little scene, he's like taking pictures and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, he worked for the Bugle. That's the thing I love about these new Spider-Mans, is there's no stupid Daily Bugle in it. And I hated that aspect with Spider-Man being hated, and the stupid Jamerson being such a jerk all the time, and doing fake news. I've always hated that, because it's deception, and, and then, they're trying to make him out like a bad guy, but he's not. And then one of the cutscenes is Jamerson on his web show, the Daily Bugle online or something, and they make him out to be a bad guy right at the end, and it's the same actor that was in the original 3 Spider-Man movies, which was cool.
Isn't there like 5 original Spider-Mans?
I think there was 3 original, and then the other guy got 1 or 2, which he was really good. I liked him as Spider-Man. And then this is the new Spider-Man's 2nd movie?
3rd.
Is it his 3rd?
It's Tom Holland's 3rd go around as Spider-Man, and he was in all the Avenger movies.
Yeah, because his origin took place in someone else's movie, didn't it? It was in one of Iron Man's. I think it was the last Iron Man, because I remember Tony Stark met Spider-Man before Spider-Man got a movie. It's like, well, that's weird to do his origin in someone else's movie, but it worked. It's Marvel.
Well, Tony Stark gave him his super Spidey uniform.
Mm-hmm.
in a briefcase because he was just going around in like that cloth one.
Yeah, because remember he was setting up that computer he found in the garbage, and then Stark's like, "You need something better than that." I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I'm absolutely sure they're gonna bring back Tony Stark.
I don't know. I think he's done doing Iron Man.
They always say that. Wolverine said that after the first movie.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Remember that? Every movie? This is my last X-Men. I'm never doing it again. What did he have? Like 6 movies?
Yeah, he had the 3 X-Men and then he did 3 Wolverine movies.
And then he was a kind of a guest star in a couple movies too. He was in that First Class, X-Men First Class at the bar.
Oh yeah.
And then his face was in Deadpool.
X-Men First Class basically started the X-Men over. So then he was like, nah, I'm out. Thanks though. I love Peter Parker's friend, the Asian guy, because I don't remember his name either. But it was nice for him to have somebody that knew who he was, because he kept needing to run off and be Spider-Man while he was in Europe. And so his friend was making excuses to the teachers in the class of him not feeling good or getting lost and stuff. So he's kind of like a sidekick, and he's super...
Dorky friend.
Yeah, he's super dorky, but he's like...
His only friend.
Yeah, but he's got his back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, because you need somebody to talk to. It's funny, though, because he's got, like, a ton of people who know who he is.
Yeah, his Aunt May knows who he is. She was a blip. She got snapped out and then came back.
Yeah, because Happy didn't.
Right.
Because he said it's a 5-year beard or something.
Yeah, which is funny, because I think he had that throughout all the movies.
Oh, MJ. I like how they took the character. I like that she's a conspiracy theorist. And they referenced the Black Dahlia like 100 times.
Didn't she say that the Eiffel Tower was... What did she say about the Eiffel
She
Tower?
said they built it for mind control. Which, it could be. It looks like a tower. Or like a transmitter. And I want to say the Ghostbusters, the cartoon did something about that too. With the Eiffel Tower being a ghost amplification thing or something.
Yeah, and then that Men in Black International was a gateway for alien travel. So we've had Eiffel Tower in a lot of movies we just watched. What was funny is the school trip was originally going to go to Venice and then Paris and I don't know where else, but Peter Parker tells Nick Fury, he's like, I'm not getting involved with your elementals, I'm on my vacation. So the teacher the next day is like, good news, the travel company is sending us to Prague. Cause
We got an upgrade.
That was where the next elemental was supposed to be.
That was funny.
Everybody's like, we want to go to Paris. And they're like, nope, going to Prague. And I'm like, what's in Prague? An elemental.
For more information on the Black Dahlia, if you don't know who it is, she was a 1920s or 1930s maybe, trying to make it in Hollywood, and she got brutally murdered.
She was a young actress, yeah.
And never was, her killer was never found. And there's a really good episode about her in Conspiracies, the show. It's on Netflix right now. It's like episode 4 maybe.
Yeah.
It's only about an hour. It's really good though. It was funny too because when we got done watching the movie, you said, well, that's cool, they left it so it could do more movies, or this could be a good tie-up movie.
Yeah.
And then we watched the end screens and they opened up like 3 Pandora's boxes. Like, oh no, I gotta see what happens next.
Yeah. So hopefully Tom Holland comes back, because it was a big deal that Marvel basically fired him from being Spider-Man.
It was something to do with Sony wouldn't allow him to be Spider-Man anymore for Marvel or something.
Yeah.
It was a weird rights thing, but I heard they got that fixed. So he's good to go for the next, to be Spider-Man like he was.
Well, I heard the big dogs from all the universes were like, no, he needs to stay as Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah, he's my favorite. And he doesn't cry all the time, which is cool. Like the first Spider-Man.
That was 90s Spider-Man.
Yeah.
2000s Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire? Is that was his name?
Yeah. But I think the Sony Marvel movies are coming along. That one they did with Venom was fantastic, and I'd love to see Spider-Man and Venom go at it in the next one.
Yeah, that was a surprising movie.
It was really good. If you haven't seen Venom, check it out. It's not technically MCU, but he doesn't really interact with anything other than himself and other stuff. So, in the Marvel universe, so it'll fit. If they ever can merge the two, that movie will become canon, I'm sure.
I didn't think I was gonna like that very much because Venom's technically a bad guy, but it was surprisingly good.
Oh yeah, that one was really funny. We had to watch that again and review it. Yeah, there's a lot of Spider-Man bad guys that were kind of dumb. So if they could skip the dumb ones and go do Venom and then do Carnage after that, don't merge them though. Make Venom its own and make Carnage its own. Because I think they had way too many bad guys in the third Spider-Man with Maguire. They start adding too many bad guys and it loses a lot of focus.
I can't remember all of the Spider-Mans. You know, Green Lantern, the Green Goblin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the first one, I think.
Yeah, and Doc Ock was in the second one. And the third one had the Sandman. Oh, shoot, who else was in that? Oh, maybe I might be thinking of something else. Sandman. Wow, I can't remember. But the funny thing, too, I was hoping to see Mysterio in those first three movies, because he was one of my favorite bad guys from Spider-Man. Because he's got a lot of animal villains, and that's kind of the villain theme, sort of. And a lot of them are kind of dumb.
Yeah, and see, I don't know a lot of Spider-Man's background, so I don't know any of the bad guys.
I love the symbiote thing. Oh yeah, that's what they did. Yeah, in the third Spider-Man. Spider-Man got infected with Venom. And Venom took over Topher Grace.
Right.
Yeah, because I remember watching that. That was in the third one. So right there, see, there's two bad guys, the Sandman and Venom, in the same movie, which was dumb. And then Topher Grace, I always thought would have been, no, not Topher, yeah, Topher Grace, and I always thought he would have been perfect as Spider-Man. But then they cast him as Venom, which was just dumb, because Venom's a big dude, and a brawler and stuff.
Wasn't he a friend of Peter Parker?
No, see, that was Brock. His name was Brock, and he used to beat up Peter in high school. He was a bully. And then when he got the Venom symbiote, it amplified. He was already a bully and a jerk.
Right, and it amplified.
And
his
it amplified
anger.
all that. And then in the third Spider-Man movie, original third, he was a jerk. But I mean, he was, he's kind of a little guy and stuff. So I mean, that new Venom, I think they nailed it. He wasn't as much of a jerk though. His original self, he was just
There's more
out of it.
symbiosis with the Venom alien and the guy he was possessing.
Yeah, which you didn't see much. I think in the cartoon and the comics, the symbiote had a lot of personality and stuff. And in that third Spider-Man movie, it was just black sludge, and it kind of, I don't know, it didn't really talk much, I don't think. It didn't really have a personality, it was like an affliction.
Yeah, but in the Venom movie, he's got his own personality.
Oh yeah, and he's hella funny.
He can talk to him, because when he got first taken over, he's like, I'm hungry. He's like, what? Feed me.
The part where he ate that guy's head, though, that was gross.
Yeah.
Because then, he's actually got some guy's head in his stomach. And the shopkeeper was all flipping out.
And she's like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, Mrs. Kwan. I'm gonna go now.
I don't need to stop by Burger King. I'm full. I'm gonna go throw up now. And then they had a gold room, just like in The Shining.
That whole hotel in Prague.
Maybe you could classify this Spider-Man Far From Home as a psychological thriller by what the hologram drones were making him see. because he couldn't trust what he was looking at.
He was inside the hologram.
Yeah, and that was really wicked. It had him like falling out of buildings and MJ in trouble, and but they also had a range like that mirror.
Oculus.
In Oculus, yeah, they had a range. So if you fell out of the range, the simulation, you would see normal what was going on. Yeah, Nick Fury was top notch. Super funny. I like the interactions between him and Happy, because Happy is like in control of Stark Enterprises, or way up there, and Nick Fury is like not in control of anything. So that was pretty cool. They went from like, you know, him being afraid of Nick to, you know.
Yeah, they didn't have Tony or Pepper Potts in it, because you would think that when Tony died when he disappeared in the Endgame, that you would have been like, okay, well, he left his company to his wife.
Oh, he did that anyways, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was already CEO.
But she wasn't in it, which was kind of weird.
That might have been for the good, because she got some weird powers and stuff in that third Iron Man that they didn't really talk about when we saw her again in Infinity Stones. No, Infinity War. I mean, he was just talking to her on the helmet phone. So anyways, I thought maybe, I heard something about she might be getting her own movie. So
That's stupid.
I guess it's from the comic book or something. She's got her own suit, and she's got some kind of flame power or something.
It'll be interesting to see where Marvel goes with future movies, because it seemed like they finished out a lot of movies with the Avengers War.
Well, I think that Endgame was appropriately titled.
Yeah.
And I think it was the end of the third phase or something, and we're now in the fourth phase of the Marvel movies. Whether that one will be better or worse than the last is yet to be seen.
Because we're supposed to get a couple Doctor Stranges, and then the Valkyrie, and a few more Black Panthers. Who knows?
And then we got the WandaVision coming out pretty soon, I think. It's a TV show on Disney Plus. The Wanda and what was her name? The Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Is that what it is? WandaVision is Scarlet Witch and Vision?
Yeah, they put the two together. And then it's like a TV show, because his brain's dying or something and she's trying to save him.
Weird.
So it's kind of like in his head kind of deal. And so every episode's like a different sitcom or something. And they got one that's like Leave It to Beaver, and another one that's like Married with Children. So it's kind of, I think it's going to be a kind of a fun trek through different sitcoms and eras and things. Every episode will be a different era. Roseanne was another one they're going to do.
Sounds really stupid.
Oh, I think it sounds good. Because he's still Vision, but he's also like taking on the characteristics of whoever he's supposed to be.
But wasn't Vision a Tony Stark computer program?
Yeah.
And then he became sentient, and it became a person, sort of?
Yeah. That was a second Avengers?
That was an Iron Man. Because he's the sort of British-sounding guy that talks in...
Yeah, he was Jarvis.
Yeah.
The program. And then, I think in the Avengers... It was that one Avengers with, what's his name? Played Daniel in Stargate, the original. James Spader. He was Ultron, Age of Ultron. He was Ultron, and I think Vision was made to fight him or something. It's been a while since I've seen that one.
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, we're Marvel fans, so most of them we like.
Yeah, it was all top notch. Like you said, though, the only thing, it was missing some more cameos from other people.
Yeah.
The other two Spider-Mans had a lot of cameos Anyways, thank you for watching the Omega review. Special thanks to my Patreons and to Royalty Free Tube for this fantastic background. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. These things really help the channel grow. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.